What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? What's up, everybody? This is Anthony Blake Jr. back with another episode of Flawless Fantasy Football. Saturday night news and notes edition. Kind of mellow right now, feeling kind of good. A little tired. Been kind of busy this last week. But it's been a fun last week. It's been a fun for the past week. Fantasy's going great. Hopefully your fantasy teams are doing great as well. So I'm just gonna be even keel tonight. Just gonna get through this and hopefully give you some information you can use for this Sunday. Uh, let's start from the top with the quarterbacks. There's not much. And again, I'm only gonna talk about fantasy relevant players. Okay, if they're not fantasy relevant, I'm not wasting our time doing that. Okay. Well, let's start with Lamar Jackson. He's a full go. He's off the injury report, and so he'll be ready to go come Sunday night against Cleveland. Aaron Rodgers got his toe, got a little toe issue. He been missing a little bit of practice, but of course, he threw like crazy last weekend on it. So guess what? He'll be fine too. He need to get the ball more to AJ Dillon. That's what he need to do. Right, AJ Dillon owners, right? Yeah, shake your head like this. Yes, yeah, but they was in a negative game script because the other team was up on them last week. But we'll see how it goes this week. That's it for the quarterbacks. But you should be able to start those dudes there on your team started with full confidence. All right, let's start with the running backs here. All right, we're gonna start with the Jets. Mr. Michael Carter has been sent to the IR. So I mean he's gonna be out, 3 weeks. Minimum of 3 weeks. It'll probably be 3 weeks for sure. That'll be it. So that basically means that Tevin Coleman and Ty Johnson are going to be splitting the workload. I'm assuming that Tevin Coleman's going to take the early down work and Ty Johnson's going to take the passing down work just like before. You got to be careful in how you use Ty Johnson this week. If you need him for a flex, go ahead and do it. They play against the Texans, so it shouldn't be much pushback there. Although Texans have decided when they want to play or not every once in a while. But you never know with the quarterback that's coming back in, the rookie, he's going to dump down a lot. So we're going to see how that works because he's back at the helm. So if you need Ty Johnson, hopefully he's still dumping it down like that. I think Ty Johnson will be safe, especially in half-point PPR leagues, because although Tevin Coleman is the presumed starter, he just ain't the man. We've seen the best of him. This isn't Atlanta anymore with Shanahan, and he's just not gonna. He might even do so bad or get laid down, and Ty Johnson may start the next 2 weeks. But nevertheless, they're playing against the Jets are playing against Houston this week, but they play against the Eagles and then the Saints after that. So not two good matchups coming up after this one. So if you're gonna go ahead and try to capitalize on either of these two running backs, this is the time to play it. If you don't have better options. Okay, let's go with we're past this game because it happened on Thursday, but just a little bit of news. The Cowboys, some of you may already know, the Cowboys are considering, giving Zeke some time off to heal. To heal? It ain't nothing wrong with that boy. He old. He's slow. He's tapped out. He doesn't have any more burst. Rest of them ain't gonna do that. Ain't gonna solve an issue at all. Pollard is the man there, and that's that. So hopefully they give him a couple weeks off, which would work great for me, coinciding right at Green Bay's bye week, right when Dillon goes on bye. Could be able to insert Pollard. And some of you guys got Pollard too. You got to get that juice. If that dude had the 80% of the workload, dude be a monster, man. You see how explosive that dude is? So prepare for that. That's going to be a big bonus. And guess what? He was one of the guys I was pushing for you guys to pick, to be league winners. So, you got to, even if you just got him in for 2 or 3 games that you didn't expect to have him in, to be able to put him in flex and make your team that much better than putting some rinky-dinky wide receiver 3 in your flex, you know? All right, Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is questionable. He was limited this week in the practice that he did participate in versus the Rams this week. They say he's going to be a game time decision. I don't think he'll play. I don't think he'll play. I mean, why play when the timeline is 1 or 2 weeks? He thought he was laid down for the year because he was crying and went over there to go talk to his peeps. So it's 1 or 2 weeks, plus they got the bye week next week. You know, the plan has always been, you know, not say the plan. History shows that whenever it's like the bye week is up against the timeline, they keep him out that last week to then let him heal through the bye week, you know, and then bring him back after the bye week. So hopefully that's the case for Aaron Jones, because we need to get that one more good week out of our boy A.J. Dillon, right, people? Like that again? Yes, okay, all right. DeAndre Swift, you know, he got hurt. I saw when that one linebacker, he got hurt on Thanksgiving. You saw when that one dude, that linebacker tackled him on the sideline. He just, boom, he just dropped on him and flopped on him. It just, boom. I thought it might be a collarbone, but I didn't think so because it ain't hit directly on the collarbone like that. He just squatted on him. And I ain't going to try to say like that's bad karma. I was glad he didn't get any more points because I believe I play against him in my 3rd league this week. So I was happy to see that pain kind of stop. He ain't have much anyway, but I got lucky on my 2nd league too because Darren Waller went out. So been getting fortunate, been getting blessed by the fantasy gods. Straight up. All right, okay, stop playing. So he's day to day. You know, he got a little shoulder sprain, so he'll be fine. Kareem Hunt, they say he'll be active the Sunday night versus the Ravens. He said he'll see how he feels. He'll see how it goes in warm-ups and stuff like that. But he's back active, so and off injury reserve, so he should be given it a nice play this weekend. It'd be good to see him back. Even though I'm a Chubb owner in my team number 2, it'll be good to see him back. As long as he don't steal any touchdowns on the goal line from Chubb, I'll be fine. Jordan Howard's out this week against the Giants. I mean, I got him in Jordan Howard in the league. I wouldn't have played him this week anyway. And Mark Ingram didn't play Thursday night on Thanksgiving, as we see, against the Bills, as we saw. Mark Ingram ain't want to get tapped by them Bills. That's the problem. Hey, and speaking of Saints, I'm not sure where he's at now. I think when he got hurt, he was number 6. But I know some people say you can't predict injuries. These same people that say that are some of the same people like, oh, well, Henry's going to get hurt later on the year because he has so much workload. Now, they'll say that because they're hating on Henry because he's a monster and he be outproducing CMC. He's more durable than CMC. But those same people won't take into account when other people are injury prone, or if they have too much of a workload, like Kamara. Before week 1, I put my running back list up that you all see, my top 12 running backs, my running back ones, and Kamara wasn't on the list. Not because he's not skilled, not because I didn't think he had big games, which he was, but I knew that if he had too much volume, he is no Derrick Henry. He's no big back. He can't handle that workload. And here you go. What is his 3rd? Maybe 4th, but definitely his 3rd game missed. So, yeah. So he'll probably drop out of that top. I'm sure he's dropped out of the top 12 already. But not to hate on Kamara. I'm just saying though. Sometimes you can predict injury. Sometimes you're gonna miss. Sometimes the person's gonna be hot. Let's say your boy Eckler. I don't particularly care for Eckler, nor do I care for Cooper Kupp. And the reason why I didn't care for Cooper Kupp because I liked Higbee as a tight end this year. So you don't want to put too many eggs in one basket. But I understood what Kupp was, just like I understand what Eckler is, but he stayed healthy. Good for him. And like my thing, one of my mottos is, look, you can't have everybody. You can't have everybody. You know, at the end of the day, they're going to be good players on every team. You can't have everybody. So to me, it'd be like, I'm perfectly okay with not picking player A or player C. They might blow up, but they ain't going to blow up on my team. It's just that simple, you know? So don't ever feel like, oh, I should have picked this person. Nobody ever has the perfect draft. Not even close. Sometimes they can get close, but it's never perfect. Certain things have to fall into place, and you still got to get lucky on the waiver wire. So don't, like I picked Chris Carson in round 3 of my team number 1. The running backs were thin, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, but it is what it is, So, yeah, I could have picked Jefferson in there. I didn't want to pick a wide receiver in the 3rd. Yeah, I could have picked the running back Harris for New England. Didn't want to pick him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I didn't want him on my team. But yet, I'm still in 2nd place right now in striking distance, for 1st place. So it's a team effort, not just one player. So remember that. Don't ever get depressed because, I should have had this person, I should have had that person. Or should have drafted him. Elijah Mitchell, he's questionable week 12 against the Vikings. He's 50-50. I kind of want him to play because we'll be more explosive with him. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't think Jeff Wilson's the answer. Jeff Wilson's slow. And I don't think he's recovered fully from his injury. So, but we'll see. He just don't look. I went to the game, as you guys know, Jacksonville 49er game. Actually, the 49er game in Jacksonville. He just didn't look explosive, man. He just didn't. Now, Jacksonville defense is a little bit formidable against the run, but nevertheless, he just didn't do it for me. Didn't tickle my fancy. No homo. All right, let's jump to the wide receivers. That's it for the running backs. Not much more to talk about. A.J. Brown, man, that dude, oh my God. I like A.J. Brown. Had him last year on a championship team, but this dude, I must have tapped him out. He on that whole doggone team, Tennessee to disarray, and they're going to get pounded this week by the Patriots, I believe. Yeah, I think so. That team's going to be a hot mess. Marquise Brown, so he is so A.J. Brown's on IR. Hollywood Brown, he's questionable with a thigh. I think he'll play this week. He didn't play last week, so I believe he'll play this week. Sterling Shepard, he's out for the Giants. Look, I don't know what's up with these Giant wide receivers, and they also they don't expect Kadarius Toney to play either. So it's like, man, this team's a hot mess. Philadelphia gonna eat them up too. Yo, I just don't know about that team. Those wide receivers aren't never healthy together. So I doubt they're gonna do anything against the Philadelphia Eagles this week. Eagles defense probably a good play. Coach Arians hopes that AB can return week 13 against the Falcons. I don't think he will. He might. They need to get him in. They need to get him some reps in before the playoffs, though, because they're saving him for that. So he won't play this week, though. Corey Davis. Corey Davis is doubtful. Corey Davis is doubtful. He got a groin issue. I don't think it's his groin. I just think it's because his issue that he has is Elijah Moore. That's his issue. The stud Elijah Moore. Oh, man, it feels great to be right. He should eat against the Texas, boy. Eat! As long as that doggone quarterback, that rookie quarterback, throw it to him. He better. All right, Cordarrelle Patterson, he's questionable for this week. I'm going to tell you, I think he's like a 60% chance of playing. Only because some reporters they say that in the last couple of days they haven't seen Quadri Allison at practice, which meaning if he got promoted from the practice squad, but then they haven't been seeing him, so it's probably leaning toward because basically he was kind of close last week to playing, and you know how much they need him. I have him in a couple leagues, but I'm going to bench him this week because I want to make sure he's fully back, even though this matchup is juicy against Jacksonville. But he's questionable, so if you got him and you need him, pay attention to the injury reports, okay? All right, on to the tight ends. We have in Pittsburgh, Mr. Eric Ebron has been sent to the IR. And I don't know what his issue was. He actually scored last game. Nevertheless, they sent him to the IR and moved up Anthony Miller. This joker stayed around the NFL, don't it? But good for him, though. They moved him to the active 53-man roster, so we'll see what's up with that. But Eric Ebron is out for at least 3 weeks. Darren Waller avoided serious injury. Again, he's somebody I dodged in team number 2. He had a strained IT band, whatever that is. I'm not a doctor, but that's what it was. But at least it wasn't no ACL issue, so good for him. Luckily for him, he hasn't scored since week 4, but since he's been in, he's been solid, but just been minus the touchdowns. Logan Thomas again. He's expected back Monday, but he was expected back last week, but he didn't play. But for Monday Night Football, they're expected to play against the Seahawks. I'm very interested. I'll be honest with you. This is probably I'm glad it's Monday night because this is one of the games I want to see the most. And I want to see how Russell looks. I don't have any stock in him, of course, because I invest in elite quarterbacks. So I want to see how he throw the ball to the receivers because I do have Lockett and Metcalf in my main league. Because you got to start 3 wide receivers and also have Elijah Moore. I just want to see how he throws. I've seen some people, some teams, some owners dropping that dude. So when seeing Russell Wilson dropped, it's crazy. I also seen people picking him up, but here it is what it is. Let me ask you a question. That's it for the tight ends. What you never seen from me. I know because whenever I see these things, it kind of make me kind of like, ugh. I think it's reckless. I see some YouTube, look, and I'm not saying on my, all my content smell like roses, but at least I feel like I could see it with it. I look at fantasy from more of a common sense mindset, not from analytics, you know what I'm saying? Because numbers are numbers. Numbers ain't going to tell you something. If you just numbers are just numbers. If you're going by analytics, you're supposed to be right majority of the time, but they're not. They way more wrong than I am. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. I hit better than them. But one thing I hate to see, I can't stand because I feel it's misleading when I see content because I don't like making content for no reason. So I see cut these players or trade for these players. I'm like, that's all team contingent. You know what I'm saying? Like what a person has on their team. So what if I say trade, I'm just throwing it. Trade, what's a decent receiver? Thielen. Trade Thielen. What if that person don't have nothing on their, what if that's a needed commodity on their team? It's all team dependent on what the team has. And a lot of times, they'll say reckless stuff, or they'll say stuff that but they'll say cut these players, but then they'll still rave over freaking Odell Beckham. I'm like, you still talking about Odell Beckham playing Jefferson or Odell Beckham when really that's a no-brainer, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, but they still hung up Odell Beckham, but they saying cut these other players. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just reckless. And then, trade for. It's like, another reason why I don't put the trade for stuff, because guess what? The people I implore you draft and or pick up, you shouldn't be letting go for what's on nobody else's team. You shouldn't be letting go. I made one trade this year. Didn't have to make it. Because I knew Claypool wasn't going to play on my team in this one particular league, and I wanted more running back depths. So I sent Claypool and Carson before the news that he laid it down for good for Jordan Howard and Robbie Anderson. Because to be totally honest with you, I like Robbie Anderson's upside more than I like Claypool's because Big Ben arm is crap. And I knew I wasn't going to play Carson no more, and I felt eventually he's going to head the IR. So that worked for me because I figured I was getting a more running back depth piece because I want to make sure I have running backs in case the wheels fall off, because that's happened before. Not to me, but it's happened before. But I just don't like the whole cut these players and trade for these players narratives. I don't like it because I'm never going to tell you, cut these. But I'm like, I shouldn't be telling y'all to cut nobody, these certain players, because I've already employed for certain people to be on your team, you know? So I just don't like that because I don't feel as much substance in that. And let me ask you a question real quick before I let you guys go. How do you guys feel about my when I say like when I do my weekly results? You know, because I have my 3 teams and me showing accountability as a fantasy YouTube content creator, fantasy football YouTube content creator, just to be able to show people out there, not just you all, but anybody that slide across the videos, what my record is and what my lineup was, who I played against, who I played against, and whatnot. You know, how do you guys feel about it? I know I kind of get arrogant and get full of myself every once in a while, but hell, I catch losses too. But again, who's not going to catch losses? It's just about making the playoffs and trying to get to the championship with your game and win it. But have you guys seen anybody be transparent like that? I haven't. If so, let me know. And let me know what you think about that whole concept. You know what I'm saying? Because I think it's pretty creative. But I just want to hear back from you guys. Hey, hope you guys have a great weekend. An awesome week 12. And let's get these W's. Let's make sure we put in who we're supposed to put in. Always hit the comments of the most recent video so I can answer any questions if need be. Listen, I'm rooting for you guys. My championships, my teams don't be nothing. As long as I can put you guys in situations and help you guys be right there for the taking. As long as I get championships out of y'all, my job is done, okay? I know this is the first year go round and stuff like that. So y'all getting a good feel for me. I'm getting a good feel for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So we should do a lot better in the future. All right, this is Anthony Blake Jr. signing off. Like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys next time. Flawless.